Hi folks, it's Kelly with Homesteading Hints, and today we're going to talk a little bit about predatory insects that we have around right now, and that are important to have in our vegetable gardens and our flower beds and flower gardens. Most people don't really like a lot of these insects because a lot of them are spiders and things like that, but they definitely do a lot for us and a lot for helping our garden plants live a little bit healthier life. They don't have holes chewed in them. They don't have things like that if they have a lot of this going on. So here's the cat, of course, the one that always likes to bother me, that I don't like bothering me. But anyway, the first one we're going to show you is called a yellow garden spider, and it's right here. We're actually up by the garage, and this one we have, I don't know, we've got 4 or 5 of them up in our flower beds, and this one's the easiest one to see. She's right here above one of our irises, and very pretty, big spider too. I mean, you can see that this is my hand next to it, and pretty good size spider. And what's that?
Put your hand back up there. I didn't have it
Okay.
yet.
There, that's what she looks like, and they will run just about that size, primarily all the time. They're a big spider, but they are a type of orb weaver, which is another type of spider that we have around quite a lot right now. And they actually build a big web like this, and you can see it goes all the way up and down and through here. And the garden spiders actually go ahead and make a web during the day and then take parts of it down at night, every night, and then hide so that they are hidden from the predators. She's going to probably start doing that before too long. But some of the other orb weavers actually will put theirs up at night and then take it down during the day. That's why if you go around early in the morning, sometimes you'll walk right through the web because they haven't pulled it all back down yet, or they leave just the ones to climb from one section to the other up a lot of times, and they just take the centers down. That's what the yellow garden spider does, is it takes the center down on all this, and you can see it makes a really cool web. But the orb weavers and the garden spiders catch a lot of grasshoppers. I mean, you even actually see there's some grasshopper parts. Whoops, got cut in there. Grasshopper parts in her web down there, and there's fly parts and a few other things down in there. So she's gotten a hold of a lot of different things. I mean, I think there's even some small gnats and that type of thing that are caught up in here. They do, as I said, a lot of good for us, and right now there's a ton of bugs still out, and she's catching them up and preparing to lay her eggs for next year's batch of garden spiders. We probably have 8 or 10 down in our tomatoes in that area as well. So we have a lot of garden spiders around. We usually don't mess with them, usually just try and leave them alone because they do such a good job of catching all the insects that chew on our plants. So they are quite an incredible critter. I mean, you also see things like wolf spiders, which are the big hairy ones. They're actually in the tarantula family, and they're a little bit more aggressive than the garden spider, but they're also a ground spider, so they don't stick around too much. They hunt on the ground generally and don't have a web. And there's some ones I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but I know they make a tunnel and they come out and grab the insects on the tunnel that they make out of their web, which they're pretty cool as well. And right now you should be seeing an awful lot of praying mantises as well. What's that?
Is that one still there?
Yeah, we can show you one in a minute, another one that we have. But praying mantis is also, there are a ton of those around, and you'll need to leave those alone as well. They catch about any insect there is to catch. They're kind of a top line predatory insect that pretty much will eat any other insect. Probably would eat the garden spiders as well. So
if you see them right now too, the females are starting to turn brown.
Yeah.
That means they're getting ready to lay their eggs.
To lay their eggs
and then
they'll die. Yes. And they're also, the females are also, they can be big, up 3-4 inches. We have a jumping spider, which is another type of spider, over in one of our iris here, if he's still around. He actually had an insect in his mouth, or in his pinchers there, and was carrying him.
He's on that dead thing.
Yeah, he was on this right here.
Yeah, not there anymore.
I don't see him anymore. But he had, it was a little insect of some sort that I know, I can't remember the name of it, but it definitely eats all the greens and stuff like that it can. So he caught one of those. Yeah, here's one of those webs that has a funnel type thing on it. This is also, this web is from a garden spider right here. These are all just up in our flower beds, and like I said, we do leave them alone. They're actually quite fun to watch, and we will occasionally catch a grasshopper and feed it to our garden spiders too, just you know, to give them a little something just in case they were having an off day at catching stuff. So it's just kind of something, just keep in mind that yes, you know, you don't like to have them in your house. They're kind of a scary insect. They're kind of an insect that we generally don't like, but spiders are generally a very good insect for our gardens and for kind of keeping pest insects down and things like that. And like I said, they really don't do anything but eat pest insects for the most part. Other things, wasps, some of the predatory wasps and hornets. I am not a fan of wasps or hornets. When I get stung, I swell up pretty good, and I seem to get stung quite often. But a lot of those will also hunt things like aphids and things like that as well, or there's one that lays its eggs on a tomato hornworm's back, and when they hatch out, the larvae actually just eat the tomato hornworm from the inside out and kill it. So kind of a gross thing, but so those things are actually good because they kill the tomato hornworms. Of course, ladybugs, you would have seen most, I mean, they're still around some, but you would see a lot of those earlier in the year because they eat a lot of aphids and things like that as well. So just kind of going through predators like that are insects that we have. Just trying daddy longlegs, that's another one. Daddy longlegs will eat a lot of small bugs and aphids and things like that as well. They're kind of a little creepy one, but they generally are harmless to us and don't really do any problems. It's just, again, more of us just freaking out over spiders, I guess, and because they tend to come out of nowhere, it makes you, you know, just scares you, startles you, I guess. But just kind of keep in mind that they are good insects, and you know, kill as few as possible, just because they try and keep that ecosystem going in your yard, and they do a good job that we're not going to do generally without spraying. But she's moving again over here. I thought you might want to see, she's actually feeling along there. We tried to catch a grasshopper for her and throw it in her web, but she may be working on taking some of that down now pretty soon. Like I said, we have a fly back in there, stuff like that. Oh, there, the fly just hit it but got out of it. I don't know if she's going over to one of her dead ones over there just to check on it, or she may, like I said, be starting to take it up again. But they're an extremely cool spider, definitely my favorite kind of spider. So, and here comes Gibbs, just went right through. She deals with this 50 times a day when the dogs run past and the cats run past, and they all have to hit part of her web with their tail or whatever on the way by, and it doesn't seem to bother her too much, and she just continues on with her job, I guess. So they are pretty cool. So if you have any questions or anything, you know, I'm not an expert on spiders, but I do know that they're important. So but if you have any questions, we'll try and answer them for you. Call Ted Lares or email me or send something on Facebook to Libby or whatever, and we can answer it for you. So until next time, thanks folks.